Can one enter enlightenment by just being in the transmission from the Guru, or does one also have to do practices? One also has to do practices. Okay? Yes, there is a transmission that takes place. But one has to surrender within. One has to do the practices and surrender within. People can be around a guru, but their focus is not on allowing anything in, and they get no benefit. Okay? So gurus could work like Siddhananda works. There are people around her all the time. Doesn't mean that they're going to really move forward in things, so they're going to get realization. One has to do practices, has to open up to the grace, and then it takes place. One can open to the grace and be greatly benefited by being around the Guru, by getting that extra transmission, that darshan. But by the very nature of liberation and freedom, that one is free within themselves, they can also, by their own mindset, by their own identifications, block whatever transmission is there. Okay? One is not forced to receive transmission. It happens by grace as one is opening to allowing that in. I've had some that have come. I had one student, in fact, that went with me to India. And they wouldn't rely on the practices. And it's the practices that are going to benefit. Okay? You have to do the practices and find it within. Not see the Guru as something external and I'm going to gravitate to the Guru and hang on to them and then they're going to give it to me. No. I'm here to enliven, to awaken it within you. It comes from within. What is here is there. It's not more here than there. This is why it's felt, why you feel the transmission, because you're allowing that to come from within. Okay, you're allowing that to open. Therefore, it resonates, it begins to vibrate, it begins to resonate. Like two tuning forks, you get one next to each other, and the other one begins to move in the same sync, okay? It's like that. Allowing that opening to take place. So you can't gravitate to Guru and make them some external persona that's going to, give you something. That's not the way that it works. Okay? So yeah, it can be beneficial to be around Guru and get transmission, but you have to find things within yourself as well. It has to allow this to open, allow this to begin to manifest, to find out that it's always been there, okay? Not something external to yourself.
I don't really have anything else to add there. I'll say, again, the practices, yes. They really need to be done, and even after realization they flow, to keep things clear and to clear out any little residual bits of energy, tendencies or whatever. So the practices are the main staple of the heart of this path, and it's to allow people to have that aloneness, and not rely and be dependent on something else that they feel is outside of them.
Right, and not looking for the easy way out.
Yeah, not okay, someone's going to fix, I'm going to come in and sit there and Guru's got it, going to fix all my troubles, which we've had. Many people, many seekers have that, desire, and for some reason they think that that's going to happen. So that's there's work to be done, because all of this is through karma and action that has happened within who knows other lives and all sorts of things. It's that momentum, that energy that flows, and so it's, Guru, that's not Guru's choices and all that, and so to come here and expect Guru to take that all away, which people do, is absurd. So there's work to be done, and so it's the compassion to, okay, here's the tools, this is what's come about because of choices and action and all this, but here's some tools to start tearing away and dissolving what's there, and then the grace opens. And when anyone that enters realization, at the end of it, it's grace. It was never by your own, there's effort, but it was never by your own actions or anything you've done. It's all grace. And so that's what really the practices are, the heart of this. Yes, they're important. They need to be done.
They have to be done. Exactly. They have to be done. People are always looking for the easy way out. Well, can't I just come and hang out with you all the time and just live next to you, and then I don't have to do anything and you're going to do it all for me?
And little do they know what that means. Call the energy around all the time.
So yeah, no. Any tradition, even when it's one where they're not given practices, where there was one Swami that the people came and they just had to work, but the thing with it was working on their ego, because he just gave them unending tasks and they couldn't open up their mouth, they couldn't complain, they couldn't bitch, they couldn't whine, they couldn't do anything. It was just straight, and that was, that's very difficult for ego to take, okay? So it was grinding away on ego. Yes, there were no specific practices, they just came and they lived with him, but they were constantly being worked on. He constantly gave them things to do, which they thought were beyond them to do. And so it was highly stressful. Okay? But it was another way, another means, another tool to grind away at ego. Okay? So you don't just come and hang out and, no. That's not the way it works. One has to find it within. Which means looking within. We give you the tools to do that. The person that was with me in India, I sent them home and made them rely on the practices. It was what they needed. And it worked. It brought them to balance. Okay? Just sitting there trying to cling to somebody is not going to bring you to balance. You have to find that within.